are about to get crazy on a little bit of samba action. I've been sitting here pondering the samba and pondering whenever I first started playing it and how hard it was to get my left hand independence. And I thought, man, maybe I'll do a video and just do a little explanation on how you can get your left hand faster, better, because a lot of samba is a lot of chatter in the left hand. And there are some odd rhythms and off beats, and so I wanted to give you a way to practice that. So we're going to work on 3 cymbal ostinatos in the right hand, and we're going to work through our measure of 16ths in the left hand so that we cover all the basics of the left hand and what subdivisions they may or may not play. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the simple ride pattern of 8s, just like so. Samba underneath it. Again, for you that don't know, you can check out my other videos, but a samba is sped up, right? Simple. That's what everything else is going to go on top of, okay? So, for the exercises, we are first going to go through and we are going to play 2 measures of downbeats on every beat using our first cymbal ostinato. And we're going to play 2 measures on the E of 1, the E of 2, the E of 3, and the E of 4 using our first one, our first cymbal pattern in the right hand. Then we're going to play the upbeat of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to play the of 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is downbeat, 1 E, 1 and 1 E and Okay, so here's what it's going to sound like. I'm going to go through this exercise. I'm going to get the pattern going so you can hear what that sounds like by itself. Then I'll count it off, and I'll go through 2 measures of each of those. 8s in the right hand, going through the subdivisions in the left hand. All right, now that we got that going, 1, 2, 3, 4. Upbeat. Right? Okay, so right there you've gone through every possible 16th note that your left hand may hit. Okay, so we're getting it more comfortable. After you get it down at that speed, let's get it up a little bit faster. That's 1 measure of each. Okay, now after we get that done, we think, well, that's pretty cool, but there's different cymbal ostinatos you can use with samba. There's a ton of different ones, but there's 3 popular ones. There's 8s. I'll do these on the hi-hat so you can hear better. There's 8s, right? Then there's 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1E and then there's 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. Those are the 3 that I use the majority of the time, and I use 16th notes sometimes just. But when a samba gets past, those go out the window. So we've gone through it with 8s. Let's go through it with 2E and a 3 and a 4E and a 1/8 note, 2 16th notes. Okay, so let's get that going here. Now we go through downbeats. Upbeats. Okay, a little bit faster. 1, 2, ready, go. On to the third one. The third one's going to be 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a, okay? So back through all that, this is what it's going to sound like. Let's get our samba going. Maybe I need to practice it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Upbeat. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Okay, a little bit faster. Okay, now, right there you've gone through every possible 16th note that you may play there. Now there's different combinations, there's different patterns you can play with your left hand. There's usually a repeating pattern, you're usually following melody lines and things. But what we're focusing on is independence in the left hand, or as I like to call it, interdependence, because really you're not independent of any other limb. The notes you're playing on your on your snare with your left hand are somewhere else being played on the drum kit. So it may line up with a cymbal hit, it may line up with a hi-hat, it may line up with, so all these parts are interdependent to each other and not necessarily independent. In other words, we don't have the ride cymbal and then the snare and then the kick. To me, they all work together to make this cool rhythm, because if you think of all of them separately, you're going to start thinking the groove just doesn't gel as well. If you think of them all as one unit and sounding as one groove, it's a lot better. So I like to think of it as interdependence rather than independence of each other. So I'm going to play for a second on a samba and let you see kind of what you can do with those subdivisions. Once you get those down on the snare drum, start moving them around. That's it, man.